Why didn't you tell us this before?
I was terrified of Monica. What if she found out what I knew? She might try to kill me, too.
Out of curiosity, Heather, what made you change your mind?
Don't answer that. Not going to let you badger my client.
Badgering? Why, she
volunteered this information in an attempt to be cooperative.
To get herself off the hook, you mean?
No intimidation, Ramsey. Now, she's earned her bail, Commissioner. She gave you an eyewitness account of the murder. That should be worth plenty to you.
If the story can be substantiated.
You'll see about bail?
Let me remind you of something, Counsel, that your client here is a prime suspect for a murder one rap, and I intend to see that she stays that way until I get absolute proof to the contrary.
Is this the thanks I get for trying to help you?
The only person you're trying to help, sweetheart, is yourself. Now, if I decide to talk to the judge on her behalf, I'll let you know.
Well, well, well. How's this for a welcoming committee?
Oh, great.
How are you? How you doing?
Oh, I'm good as new. And you were told to rest, right? Sit. Right.
Claudia, seriously. Hey, how do you feel?
Look, she'll be back in shape in about a day or two.
I'm a little weak, but you heard the doctor. And I'd better be in good shape because we are getting married.
Oh, what a beautiful idea. With the reception right here, I hope.
Well, we thought about you, Rose.
Hey, listen, I'm going to do it up just perfect.
Well, I hope you don't mind, but we came up with another idea, and I think you'll like it just as much, and you can still do it up right, but how about at the clinic?
I would just think that would be the last place in the world you'd want to be.
There's nothing wrong with the clinic, and that's just the point. If we throw a reception there, people will feel more confident about it. Come in the place again.
We'll show them a good time, that's for sure.
Yeah, it'll be there for a happy occasion. It'll erase the stigma, I'm sure of it.
And you know you have my vote.
Mine,
Yes,
too, as long as I can plan the party.
Okay, Rick, what do you think?
It's a very beautiful gesture. But if that's what you really want, great. Thank you.
Thank you. Excuse me. Oh, I think it'll be about
Kelly's. Yes, she is. Can you hold on a minute? Just a second. Claudia, it's for you. It's Mexico.
my parents. Oh, how did they know to call her here?
When she left the hospital, I left word that she would be here.
Daddy? Oh, I'm fine. No, really. All I had was a slight stomachache. Brian just kind of turned it into a major crisis. No, really, I'm fine. As a matter of fact, I'm glad you called. Are you sitting down? I've got news for you. Brian and I are getting married. Yes. Yes, Dad, it's definite this time. We're getting married. Oh, no, honey, I wouldn't think of doing anything until you got here. Oh, tell Mom I love her, too. You hurry home. I'll see you when you get back. Love you. Bye.
Well?
That's it. I'd say that's everybody.
Well, not everybody. I wish my dad could be here for the wedding.
Well, hey, drinks are on the house. If I can find that bottle of champagne I have stashed somewhere.
Look hard.
Well, how'd they take it?
Well, they said, if I'm happy, they're happy. And I am.
So am I. It just took me a long time to realize it.
So, you and your fiancée grew up together, huh?
Yes, Sam Agansett. Our families were friends. Even spent summers together. Until I went off to England to finish my medical training.
That's right. That's where you and Mark Dante met.
Mark was a big help to me there.
He has a high regard for you, but go ahead with Celia.
Right now, she's completing her studies in Paris. With a little shopping thrown in.
Well, what's her field?
Art. She's really quite gifted. She'd like to have her own gallery someday. And a studio is a must. So I've had such trouble house hunting. I hope my luck changes.
You've set the wedding date?
Tentatively. We're aiming for May.
Well, you were smart to ask for some time off. A wedding can take a lot out of a man.
Well, hello, Dr. Hardy.
Ah, Miss Templeton.
Hope I'm not interrupting, but I did want to ask you a couple of questions.
Oh, no, that's quite all right. Do you two know one another?
I don't believe so.
Grant, this is a young lady that you must have seen her name in print. She's a reporter for the Port Charles Herald. Jackie Templeton.
I've seen your byline on the Baldwin murder stories. How do you do?
Very pleased to meet you. It is Doctor, isn't it?
Yes, Grant Putnam.
Boy, I am a lucky lady. 2 doctors at one table. I was hoping if you guys wouldn't mind me asking you a couple of questions. I'm doing some research on a medical story.
Aren't you a criminal reporter?
Primarily, but I do a little bit of everything.
I thought you specialized.
Well, not like you doctors. We sort of have to take orders from our editor. Wherever he sends us, we sort of have to go. So anyway, I would be curious to know what your opinion is on the accelerating costs of hospital services.
This is research, you say?
Yes, I'm gathering information for an article. Dr. Hardy?
Well, in my opinion, it's deplorable. It's completely out of control.
How about you, Dr. Putnam?
Ditto.
Do you, see any change in the future?
Unfortunately, no. I'll get you some of the budget figures if you like, but right now, I'm afraid you'll have to excuse me. I have a meeting to attend to.
Thanks for the coffee, Stephen.
And thanks for the conversation. Nice seeing you again, Miss
You
Templeton.
too. You don't have to rush off, do you?
I've got a few minutes.
Great. So you're new to Port Charles.
Relatively.
How do you like it?
Fine so far.
I heard someone mention that, you live with the Quartermaine.
That's right.
Must be real hectic.
Why would you say that?
Well, living there with all that's going on since Susan's murder and all.
I'm not sure what you mean.
Well, you do know about the Quartermaine's involvement.
What do you mean, involved?
Well, Quartermaine is the father of Susan's child.
Yes, I've heard.
Must be a very difficult time for him.
I wouldn't know.
I bet it's a strain on all the Quartermaines. What do you think?
Miss Templeton, what are you looking for?
Excuse me?
I said, what are you expecting me to tell you?
Well, frankly, I wanted to know from you why the Quartermaines were at Susan's on the night she was murdered.
I don't have the vaguest idea.
You were Susan's doctor, weren't you?
Yes, she was my patient.
Did you ever mention anything about the
Miss Templeton, I'm a doctor, not a gossip.
Then let's stick with you. What did she say to you?
You don't discourage easily, do you?
No, I don't. Not when I think someone's holding out on me.
I don't like your style, Miss Templeton. For your information, the Quartermaines have been very good to me since I got to this town. They're going to be my relatives by marriage. Even if I did know something, which I don't, I certainly wouldn't say anything. Especially to you.
Look, you don't have to like me, but a murder was committed. And you may know a lot more than you realize. Perhaps you've heard them talking.
I have nothing to say to you.
Well, Doctor, if you change your mind, you know where to reach me.
Well, everybody, here he is.
Well, hello, Julia. Nice to see you again. How are you? How's your leg, all right? Good.
Alan, you're breaking the man's arm.
Oh, yes, I'm sorry.
Sit down here, dear.
Sure.
Nice you look. I can give you another pillow if it'd be more comfortable.
Oh, no, that's all right, ma'am. I'm fine just like this. Thank you.
Good. Edward, I think our guest might like a drink.
Oh, yes.
No, it's all right. It's all right. I'll get it. What would you like, Jimmy Lee?
Oh, whatever you're having, it's fine.
Well, I think we have just about everything, even a beer, if you prefer that.
Scotch on the rocks would be just fine.
Coming right up.
Jimmy Lee, please, have one of these. Oh, in fact, that is my favorite.
Oh, thank you.
Let me know if it's too light, okay?
No, the color looks just about right.
Great, great.
Alan, would you make me one too, please?
Certainly.
Thank you.
Let me know if your ice melts.
Yeah.
We're doing it.
Listen to who's talking. Try one of these. They're my favorites.
Let me have a good look at you, dear boy. You know, we were a long, long time searching for you. I'm just so excited that we can all be together.
Why?
yet, my dear?
No offense, ma'am. I was just wondering why you were looking for me.
Well, because you're part of this family.
And family means everything, Delilah.
Everything.
Oh, nothing is more important.
I'm part of the family. All of a sudden, just like that, huh?
Well, it would have been sooner had we known where to look for you. But the important thing is that you're here. You can take your rightful place.
You know, it's funny, a few weeks ago, you didn't want any part of me.
Oh, nonsense. It just took a little while to get used to, that's all.
Exactly.
You weren't what we expected.
But what that means, Jimmy Lee, is that we were convinced that you were in Europe. When all the time you were just a motorcycle ride away.
Monica.
Well, you're here now, and that's all that counts. I think this calls for a toast, Edward.
By all means.
Absolutely. Edward.
Edward?
Hmm? Oh, yes, of course. Well, here's to the Quartermaines.
Quartermaines.
May we be together for a long, long time.
Hear, hear.
Hear, hear. You know, thank you. Thank you for your toast. I've just got one question for you. Why did you really invite me here?
Well, you just heard. Family ties. We want to keep this family together.
Sorry. I don't believe in this, family ties. You know, it looks like to me you're all, half out of your wits with worry.
Oh, well, you're right. We have been worried about you.
I don't buy it. You're afraid I'm going to say something about being in that woman's house the night she told you what she had on you. And now that you've given me your little speech, I've got one for you. Yes, I would like to be acknowledged as a Quartermaine, and yes, I do want to be accepted as one of you, but on my own terms, in my own way.
Your way.
Now, see here, young man.
That's right. And I've got something very specific in mind. And don't worry, it's going to cost, but it won't be money. Well, that was an interesting evening.
I can think of a few other words for it.
Well, you thank your wife for me. I hope it wasn't too much for her.
No, no. Lila's a very strong woman.
She's a very nice lady, too. And I will be in touch with you.
I'm sure you will.
I hope I'm not interrupting.
No, I was just leaving.
Oh.
I know you, don't I?
Jimmy Lee, Grand Putnam.
Somebody sick?
Oh, I live here.
No kidding.
You two know one another?
Yeah, the good doctor here, he took care of my roommate at the hospital.
How's he doing?
Fine. Said you made a new man out of him.
I didn't realize you knew the Quartermaines.
Yeah, well, we know each other.
Small world.
Yeah. Gets small all the time. Depending which way you look at it.
You two work together or something?
Jimmy Lee just dropped by to have some drinks with the family.
If that's what you want to call it.
Then you've been friends a while.
Well, you could say that.
You could.
Now, the fact is, Jimmy Lee is much more than a friend. He's, my son. My other son. You might say from a previous liaison.
Well, name's Wharton, Commissioner. Pleased to meet you. Well, thanks for coming, Mr. Wharton. Normally I would have conducted this interview in my office, but the phones are being repaired.
My secretary tells me that you're wanting to see me has something to do with the Quartermaines.
Please have a seat.
Thanks. Whatever it is, I don't see if I can be much help. I only handle some of their financial work.
Yeah, well, I'm sure you'll cooperate.
Every way, yes, sir. But I can't imagine what I'd have to say that would be of interest to you.
How about the break-in at Susan's? Does that have something to do with your financial work?
I don't know what you're talking about.
If she was smart enough to press a charge, you'd be in the slammer right now. Don't waste my time.
Now,
boy.
look.
And I can have you there in 30 seconds if you don't tell me what I want to know.
I never...
What about these papers of Susan's, huh?
I never stole any papers.
She had the copies. What about the originals?
You're not giving me much of a chance.
Tell me about your work for the Quartermaine.
What goes on between me and my clients is confidential.
What about those papers?
I don't have to tell you anything.
If you're smart, you'll tell me everything, because I intend to solve this crime, even if it means jailing you for withholding evidence. And as for your clients, the Quartermaines, they could wind up in the cell next to you.
Evening.
Oh, Grant, good evening.
Hello.
He's gone?
Yeah, but not forgotten.
You won't let us forget either.
Alan, I think Grant might like a drink.
Oh, sorry, Graham. What's your pleasure? No, thanks. I'm tired. Long day. But I am glad you're all here. I'd like to talk to you. At least I feel I should.
Now what?
Well, it may be nothing, but I thought you should know.
Know what?
I had a rather strange conversation with a reporter today. Some woman from the Port Charles Herald.
I'll bet $1 it's Jackie Templeton.
The same.
What did she want to talk to you for?
She was there on the pretense of some story about rising hospital costs. What she was really after was information about you.
Oh, that meddlesome...
You know, we have reporters around all the time. I'm nosing around. We can't get rid of them. Now, what information did this one want?
Specifically, why you were at Susan Baldwin's house the night she was murdered.
Good Lord, what did you say?
I told her if she had any questions, she should ask you.
You're damn right.
Edward, she's only trying to do her job, dear, and we've got to get used to this sort of thing. My dears, I'm really very tired. Grant, if you're going upstairs, would you be kind enough to help me?
Of course.
Thank you. Well, good night, everybody.
Good night, Mother.
Good night,
Pleasant dreams.
Good night, Grant.
Good night.
I couldn't sleep a wink. Confounded reporter meddling in everybody else's business, trying to sensationalize everything.
Look, Edward, don't get excited. All the woman is doing is going around trying to drum up a story that we have already told the police.
Yes, you're right. She'll just find out what we said about Chesler. She can't hurt us.
In fact, she could help us. Now, let her go ahead and print the story. It would only add credibility to us. Trust me. Come on, Ellen, let's go to bed.
What was he talking about?
Well, who?
Jimmy Lee.
Oh, don't worry about him.
Why not? He said he wanted something specific from us, and he was going to let us know.
For heaven's sake, he was bluffing.
Now, the boy's unpredictable at best, but we can't underestimate him. One thing is certain.
What?
Well, we've got to make him feel more welcome. Otherwise, he's going to scuttle us.
We've done all we can.
No. We have to come up with some way to, well, make him feel indebted to us. That way, he can't betray us.
You know, Edward, if you're anything, you are consistent. Just putting the screws to your son. True Quartermaine tradition. Wonderful.
But I don't like seeing Heather out on bail.
Come on, that's exactly where she should be.
Now, how do you figure that?
Well, if she's running free, she can create a whole lot of trouble.
Oh, well, she's certainly sure to do that.
Let's hope so. She doesn't realize what kind of a help she's going to be to us. I want Monica Quartermaine's schedule for tomorrow, please.